Cold call. I think we have to look at the definition. I mean, new business is not about cold calling and meeting and pitches. New business is about developing relationships of trust with the people you want to work with. And, you know, people might be calling you, which is great, but how many of them are on your top 10 list? And if you've identified your sweet spot and you really know who you want, and you don't know them and they don't know you and they're not looking, you've got very few options of how to start introducing yourself in a smart way. Phone calls, as opposed to cold calls. I mean, if a cold caller is calling somebody you don't know, then that's a cold call, and we have to do that. And I think everybody has to be great at cold calling, especially if you run a business. The structure of how you do it, it's sales, it's phone math. It's, you know, if you want to get $2 million in revenue and you've got a 50% close rate, you know, the numbers go up. I always look at, you've got to have the people you know, the top 10 you'd love to have, the loose accounts, the ambulance chasing, and, you know, maybe scavenging off of some of the weak agencies in your competitive set. What rarely anybody does is, you know, the top 100 list. It's the clients that are ideally suited to your goals and ambitions. You identify, say, the top 3 people within the company that you can have a valid conversation with. That's 300 people that you're having regular quarterly communication of something interesting and relevant that has you leading into having a conversation with them. And each time you're doing a campaign, I mean, if you step back a minute, we have to treat ourselves like one of our best clients. And what we're doing is ongoing communication campaign building. So every quarter you're sending or reaching out to them with something interesting and relevant, following up with a phone call that's inviting them to have a meeting, to have a meaningful discussion about how that issue relates to their business and how it might help their goals and ambitions. You know, if you do this over a period of a year or 18 months, you know, within one 12-month period, 15% of those clients will be looking for another agency resource. So they've got a high awareness, they've had a relationship building with you, they've started to have trust, you've probably had, you also have to look at how many meetings you can handle. So is that 1 a week, is that 2 a week, that's 40 meetings, how long does it take you to get to the next meeting and win the business? So cold calling is one tiny part of a much broader ongoing comms campaign that it really shouldn't stop. Your mental inner game is crucial before you even start doing new business. If you're in a desperate spot and you're looking at low-hanging fruit and you've got to close in 3 months, you're pretty much screwed. You know, if you are selling from a place of need and desperation, to the dating analogy, it's like a desperate date. I mean, you reek, they can smell you coming. You know, the other way to do it is switch your brain from this, you know, idea of I'm entitled to this client, you know, they're my priority, you know, I should be theirs, they should return my call and my email. You're not their priority, you know, they're yours. And you really have to think about from what you can give, what you can share, as opposed to what you can take. And so often clients are going, you know, the agency just wants my business, but they're not really giving me anything. So it's what can I do for you? What can I give you? These are the headspace that really shift anything that you're doing in new business so that the clients really see you as genuine and interested and a nice person to work with.